Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest trap guide video. Today we'll be going over all the different types of rally traps, how to build them, what research you need, maybe the familiars you want on your wall and all that. Again, this is all based on your comp and all that. I'll go over the basic comps, the rain trap comp, the rally trap comp, and then the rally party trap comp. Again, these will be different based on what kingdom you are in, how strong the people are, and I'll kind of go over that as well, just kind of giving you kind of a power scale too to see what kind of comp you might need for what kind of kingdom. And it also depends on your gear and all that, so it's very complicated, but there is just a basic build around those. I'm currently on my tier 5 rally trap, so this might not be the best one, but I'll show you anyways. It's currently set up as a rain rally trap. That wasn't on purpose. I did have a full rally trap comp on this, but then my front line got taken out, so technically it is now a rain rally trap. So what a rain rally trap is you basically have, or you're getting reinforcements in a certain what's called phalanx. So right now I have about 3.5 million of each tier 2 range, 3.5 million of each tier 2 cav, and I technically don't need tier 2 gladiators. So if I was going to take a rally, what I would be taking would be tier 4, or I guess a little bit of tier 5 in this case, but tier 4 infantry, and then you're going to be sitting in infantry, and hopefully they're not sending cav at you, and then you take it, and then you get your losses spread out along your whole guild, because when someone hits you in a certain attack, it will spread out against your reinforcements. So basically you are increasing your infirmary space this way. You're also keeping your might lower because you're not holding as much tier 2. So the only difference between a rain rally trap and a regular rally trap comp is you're not going to have tier 2 in a certain what's called phalanx. So in this case, it's going to be an infantry rain trap. If I had no range and had infantry instead, it's a range rain trap. Never go cav range trap or a rain trap. You only have two options. It's infantry and range. Cav just takes too much damage. It's not a very good front line. So that's basically the normal rain trap. Again, I will show you a proper full rally trap comp in 1 second. Hey, so we are back on my other account. I'll actually show you a proper rain trap comp first. Again, this is on my big solo traps technically, but it is a infantry rain trap, so I'll show you the comp on this. Again, this is a smaller comp. This is not made to take like massive hits. This is to take like around 800% attack. If you wanted to be a rain trap and take bigger hits, you're going to have to increase your troop comp. So this might be more like 4 mil tier 2 sharpshooters and cav, or even more, and then you're going to need a little bit more tier 4 if you're going to be taking bigger hits. The bigger the hit, the more tier 4 you're going to need. That's kind of how it works. Tier 4, you're going to have most of your damage, but you can still cap lower might guys with this comp pretty easily, or not lower might, lower attack guys. So anyone under 800%, if you have full range, you should be able to cap anybody under 800%. Once it gets over that, you're going to start having to add more troops. And again, this will come into, let's say, whatever kingdom you're in, how strong the people are. So you have to adjust your comp based on it. This is just the outline of it. So this is a range, or not a range, a infantry rain trap. So I'm going to be taking infantry rains for this one. Again, you can hide your tier 2 if you don't want them on your front line. I just have them for, let's say, solo attacks and stuff. Again, I use this as a solo trap more than rally trapping, but it really depends who the attacker is. So let's go into one of my other accounts, and I'll kind of show you a full troop comp for a rally trap. Hey, so we're on my other solo trap account. Again, it is set up kind of like a rally trap. I have this at tier 4. I have taken a double rally with this exact comp. Again, the guys were under 800%, and like I said, if you want to take someone who's over 800%, you will have to increase the tier 4 to over 1 million. You can even add up to 2 million of each tier 4. Obviously, my tier 2 is also low, so if you want to take multiple rallies, or it's a big kingdom, you're going to have to increase your tier 2 comp as well. You can increase it up to 10 million of each if you want, but again, this is for lower might guys, and like I said, you probably saw where I ate a double rally with this exact comp. I took tier 4 reinforcements, so I was getting close to that 1 million of each tier 4. I do need rains to take double rallies on this account. I can't take it without Reins. I just need more tier 4. And once you have that close to that million of each tier 4, you can cap most people under 800% very easily. The only drawback in this one is since you're taking tier 4 reinforcements, you can't take tier 2, so you're going to take a little bit more losses in your front line. Like I said, the advantage of a rain trap over this comp is you will take less damage overall, because first off, you have a tier 4 front line, so they're going to be stronger, plus you're spreading the losses around your guild. So let's say if they do 1 million damage, you will probably take 0 reds because your reinforcements will also be taking some of those losses. The drawback to a rain trap is if they blackwing you, you will be getting dead tier 4s, which can hurt quite a bit. That's very expensive. And if they know you're a rain trap, they will blackwing you. So again, that's kind of the drawback to that. So the advantages of a full rally trap like this is you can counter. If you had a bigger comp, you don't actually technically even need reinforcements. Whereas a rain trap, you will probably always need reinforcements if you're taking a rally, because if they send a count or the what's called whatever you would normally counter, let's say if you're an infantry rain trap and they send range against you and you don't have reinforcements, you're probably going to burn and you're going to have a bad time, because guess what? You just don't have enough that counter to counter that rally. So that's the differences, where a full rally trap like this, if it's bigger, you could actually take rallies without reinforcements, where a rain trap, you're always going to need reinforcements. And then there's something like a what's called a rally party trap. I don't have a rally party trap to tell you, so I'll just kind of tell you the basic comp of that. You're going to need a lot more tier 2. You're probably going to need a lot more tier 4. Your comp's going to be much bigger, 500 million might of just troops. The difference basically is instead of having, let's say, 600k of each tier 4, you're going to need about 2 million of each tier 4, and then you're going to need about 20 to 30 million of whatever frontline you're going to be taking in. Let's say if you want to be sitting in infantry for the rally party, you're probably going to need 30 million tier 2 gladiators. Then you might need like 10 million tier 2 sharpshooters, and you could go with like 10 million tier 2 reptilian riders, depending how big the rally party trap you want. Once you have that comp, what you can do is take tier 2 reinforcements in your front line. So you can take 1 million tier 2 gladiators, because you already have enough tier 4. You should have enough. You have 2 million of each tier 4. That's enough damage. What you're going to be wanting to do during the rally party is reduce your losses by taking reinforcements in your front line of tier 2. That means each rally is going to be doing about 1 million less damage to you than it would have. So the counter ones, you probably will be taking no damage, because you'll have 700k beds plus 1 million reinforcements. So you have almost 1.7 million beds. So the tier or the pack 5 familiars will be hitting your front line, which is basically the reinforcements and all that. So that's why you want to have a massive front line if you're doing rally party trapping. Again, this is different than normal rally trapping, where you're taking a single rally. You're going to be taking massive amounts of damage in that, and you want reinforcements, and you can get your guild to send you reinforcements between rallies, and you can really reduce the losses you'll be taking. So that's the rally party trap. Again, you can just solo rally party trap, you just take more losses because you're not getting the reinforcements. But again, you need a way bigger comp than, let's say, this, because again, this could take a double rally from someone under 800% if you have reinforcements. But if the guy's over 800%, you're going to want a bigger comp, because this would burn to someone who's 900%. Even if I had reinforcements, I'll probably burn. I just don't have enough damage, so I would probably need about 1 million of each of my own tier 4 to do that. Again, this is based on what's called the kingdom you're in. So make sure you know how big your kingdom is. So anyways, that's troops. Now we'll go into something like research and gear. So one second. Hey, so let's take a look at the gear you'll need for rally trapping. So I'll go free-to-play gear and pay-to-play gear. So we'll start with free-to-play on my free-to-play account. So we'll take a look at the gear that it currently has. This is a pretty good free-to-play setup. A lot of it is actually pre-60 as well. So if you're looking for some pre-60 gear, this is also good. The only difference you would have to change would be the cup. top if you're pre-60, and the helm. Unfortunately, there's only one good helm pre-60. It is the Indulgent Visage. That's really the best choice for pre-60. Once you hit 60, you probably want to go for Bumblebee helm. If you're free to play, you probably might only have up to blue for these ones, so try and get the blue one if you can get the Bumblebee helm as a free to play. Obviously, these Lost Island relics at Mythic are really good, and you can get them pre-level 60, so that's something you should be looking at. The drums and the Terraviles, stay away from them unless you have like Mythic of them. Just keep with the Lost Island relics. They give you 8.4% infantry and range attack, so altogether, there's over 16% attack on these free-to-play rings at Mythic, so those are really good. The scroll isn't also another thing if you have it high enough. You can see it has army attack, so this one gives about, was it 12.75% attack, so the free-to-play ring is better than the Burning Scroll. You can upgrade this to purple. What does it give? 5.85. So technically, the Burning Scroll is a little bit better than the free-to-play rings at purple, just because it gives 5.85% army HP and 5.85% army attack. So keep that in mind. If you have that, Burning Scrolls at purple is better, or it's a little bit better, not like crazy about it. It's very close. It just has more HP. Pretty much the same amount of attack overall than the Lost Island relics, the purple Burning Scroll, but the blue Burning Scroll is not as good as a free-to-play ring. So that's your, what's called offhand. Again, this is for free-to-play stuff. If you're wondering, the best boots you're going to probably get is Honeycomb Chaps. You can get them the Mythic. If you have some blue level 60 stuff, it is very similar. This will have more HP, where this will have more attack. So it depends what you need more. If you feel like you need more HP, go for that. If you feel like you need more attack, go for that. The body-wise, obviously, Fireball Plate's a little bit better than the Hardened Carapace, but I didn't want to switch my jewels for a very little difference, so either of these are good. Hardened Carapace, Fireball Plate, depending if you're pre-level 60 or level 60, so pre-level 60, obviously, level 55 is Hardened Carapace. After that, Fireball Plate's a little bit better, so you could probably go for that. Again, it depends what you need. I already went for Helm. Let's go. Fiery Tomahawk is probably what you're going to be wanting as free-to-play, unless you have a purple Frostwing Greatsword. Purple Frostwing Greatsword is just a tiny bit better than the Mythic Fiery Tomahawk, but since it's so it's so minuscule, I just keep the Fiery Tomahawk on here. Again, I'll never probably get gold on this account because I just don't get the best drops. The offhand is obviously going to be the Lunar Scimitar at Mythic. It is technically better than the purple Winter Mitts, so I always keep the Lunar Scimitar as better attack, as more HP. The only upside for this is better defense, so it's really not as good as the Lunar Scimitar, so go Lunar Scimitar at Mythic. If you get Gold Mitts, go for Gold Mitts, but if not, Lunar Scimitar. Again, this is the free-to-play setup, if you guys are wondering. Again, jewels are really the best way to go if you're looking for free-to-play stuff. Always try to get jewels. If you're asking for ransoms, you don't need speed-ups, go for jewel ransoms or the purple chests and try to get your jewels up. Again, this account is 4 years old, so the jewels are a little better for a free-to-play account than your free-to-play account's probably going to have. So we'll go over onto the pay-to-play what's called gear setup next. Okay, so we'll take a look at what pay-to-play gear you'll be looking for. Again, if you're pay-to-play, you're probably going to have level 60 gear, and it's probably going to look similar to this. Maybe not quite as good as this, or maybe even better than this, but this is what you're going to be looking for. So you want the Frostwing Greatsword. If you're pay-to-play, getting a Mythic Frostwing Greatsword is quite easy. I also have a purple one because this one has a lot of those extra ones. Offhand, you're going to be going from Winter Mitts, Mythic if possible, Gold at minimum. Again, anything under Gold, you're going Mythic Scimitar. Above Gold, or Gold and above, you're going Winter Mitts, so that's where you're going. Obviously, if you have Mythic Champ and stuff, you could put that in there, but this is for like normal pay-to-play, not crazy pay-to-play. If you want like what's called a Mythic Champ, you can go this one and go Mythic Champ, like whatever the stats are on this one. Yeah, so this one's a little bit better at Mythic Champ, obviously, but that's Mythic Champ. So Mythic gloves are probably what you're going for. Offhand, you have a bunch of choices. You have your what's it called, your cups, you have your rings and your scrolls, so it really depends what you have enough to build at that point. If you can, can, just get three mythic cups. Obviously, I only have gold on this account, so it's kind of a low pay-to-play account. Don't have my mythic cup yet, so got to get that soon. The other thing is a mythic burning scroll. It gives you 12.6% HP and attack, or is it 12%? Yeah, 12%. Yeah, 12.6%. So that's 37% attack total, which is pretty good. Plus, you get 12% what's called army HP. Obviously, the mythic or the gold cup is a little bit better than that, just because you're getting what is it? I think it's like 25% on infantry and range, so it's 50% total attack on that. Obviously, if you need cav attack, maybe the scroll will be a little bit better, just because you get the extra cav attack in there. But if you don't need the cav attack, obviously the cups are better just because you get more overall attack. You have good HP on there. What is it? Infantry HP. Why do I have cav? Oh, it's cav attack, sorry. It's 15% range and infantry HP. And again, you will probably be sitting in range or infantry most often. You won't be sitting in cav, so HP for those are probably your best set if you're going for that way. And then obviously the what's called Blight Ring gives crazy HP and defense as well. It just reduces the damage you're taking in rallies. If you want more attack, go for cups. They just have better attack. But if you want some good HP, these are really good as well, these Blight Rings. Plus they give some range attack as well. So again, we'll move on to boots. Boots, you probably want to go Storm Tassets if you can get those the mythic. I think they are better than Dragon Talons. Like what is it? Upgrade. What's mythic? Yeah, 42, and then you get army HP and defense. Where this one, it's not quite as high. Where is it? I have to go out of here for 1 second just to see, because since I have jewels in there, it always messes me up. Let's go to the actual boots here. Obviously, if you have Mythic Champ, maybe go for those. Yeah, so it's 28-42, so you have way more attack. You get 42-42 instead of 28-42. So if you can get Mythic Storm Tassets, they're better than Dragon Talons, but Dragon Talons are also quite good because they still give decent attack plus good HP. So if you can afford the Storm Tassets, go that way. But if not, just go for the what's called Dragon Talons. They might be a little easier for you to get anyway. So let's go back here. Then we'll look at the body. Just go Firewall Plate. It's kind of the best in there, unless you have other, like, if you're really pay to play, you can go Mythic Champ. But if not, just go for the Firewall Plate. Really good HP, really good attack. Again, the best helm other than Mythic Champ, again, is Bumblebee Helm. So go for Bumblebee Helm. It is great. It has lots of HP. It's better than the Beast Helm. It just has better HP. The reason why people have Beast Helm is either for blast or it has that travel speed, which is nice. But for actual defending, obviously Bumblebee Helm is the best. So go that way. And that's it. Oh, actually, there's one other thing you can go. Skull Crusher. If you can get this one up to gold, it is technically better than a mythic, what's called a mythic Mythic Sword, just by a little bit. It has better defense, plus it has a little bit higher overall attack with the army attack. So Skull Crusher at gold is technically better than a Mythic Sword, but obviously Mythic Skull Crusher is way better. Actually, can I even get this on here? I'm actually pretty close, so might put that on there, but that's up to you. So it does mess up the whole mythic aesthetic if you put the gold Skull Crusher there, but it is technically better than the Frostwing Greatsword. So those are your gear setups. Again, if you want jewels in your gear, mostly just go gold jewels if you can, so the attack jewels. You can also go monster jewels if you are trying to get some better defense in your stuff, but it is technically 2% attack lower than a purple jewel. But if you're trying to like make a gold jewel and you have a if you have a monster jewel, they can fit in there and you can move this one out and make a gold jewel and slot that in. It's technically overall better stats. That's what I do with my other accounts, but that's up to you. So anyways, this is the gear. Let's go on to research next. So taking a look at the research you will need as a rally trap. So the first thing you need to do is max your military. So you will need to get at least tier 4. So that means you'll need all your army attacks, all your HPs, all your defenses, all your attacks. Everything will have to be 10 to get these tier 4 researches. So this is the main thing you need, because to be a rally trap, you need tier 4. Don't go tier 3 rally trapping. It does not work out very well. It may work out against really bad leads, But once you hit any good leads, the tier 3 is not going to cut it, and you want the tier 4. By the way, do not have tier 3 in your comp. If you're going a tier 4 rally trap, just get rid of them, delete them, go kill them off by hitting somebody. But anyways, the other thing you can do with the tier 4 is once you get this, you can go down and get the counter research. The counter research is really good. You do not need it. My other two accounts do not have it. My free-to-play account has no counter research on it. Was able to eat a double rally, so it's not needed. It just helps out against bigger rally leads and stuff like that. Again, you can also, if you're pay to play, I would suggest getting the counter research. If you're a good pay to play player and you want to keep your might low on a low might rally trap, I would suggest buying the familiar and the hero. Do not get this. This is like 30 million might in research. Go get those. It's like 2 million might total, and you get 30% from those two. Again, that is for pay-to-play players. You're free to play. You're probably not going to get any of them, so don't even bother. If you're pay-to-play and you want to get all of it and get all 60%, that is also an option. But if you want to stay a low might rally trap, like very low might, just go for the hero and the what's called familiar. So that's what you can do. But again, on this one, doesn't matter. I Griffin rally trap on this account, so might is not as important on a Griffin rally trap. If you guys don't know what a Griffin rally trap, you're basically just hiding your high might troops. So in this situation, I'd be hiding all my tier 5 and most of my tier 4 on like guildmates and stuff, and then when the rally's about to come, I'd pull them all back and cap the rally. I also don't run anti then, so they have my comp, but they have my comp minus about 3 million of my tier 5 and tier 4. So that's the only difference. It's not really a comp for Griffin rally trapping. It's more just using the familiar, and it's a bait style. So there's a difference between comps and bait styles. So it's all about that. Like obviously, if you have a rally trap comp, baiting is a totally different thing. I might do a whole video on how to bait stuff. So maybe I'll do that in another video. Again, this is just all about the rally trapping and all you need. Again, for a rally trap, you don't really need any more research. Other than that, obviously you got to do your economy. You don't need the gem harvesting, but all these need to be level 10 to get tier 4. So all these, all the way up here, needs to be level 10 just so you can unlock the tier 4. That's the other research you need. Everything else is optional. If you want quick swaps and stuff, you can go into here and get your quick swaps. Actually, sorry, this is wedge. If you want your wedges and stuff and phalanxes, you will need those kind of as a rally trap. You technically don't need wedges. They're just helpful if you are getting countered. But phalanxes, obviously, you want to switch them. So you need that. Upgrade military, this is where the quick swap is. So if you want a quick swap or two, you can come down here. I got the bigger army because I am doing Griffin rally trap or Griffin trapping, so having that extra march is basically for that. So this is, you don't need this as a normal rally trap, but the quick swaps are nice to have if you have good gear. For my free-to-play rally trap, I only have one quick swap, so I technically don't really need that, just because, I mean, you want at least one quick swap, but again, you don't need two technically, you only need one. If your gear is like free to play gear and you don't really care if people see it because it's free to play gear, so that's the difference between this. I need two on this one because I got full mythic gear and I want to basically put my fake gear on. If you guys are wondering, I do have a fake gear set up. Where is it? Fake is here. This is the fake gear. Pretty decent fake gear set. It is very believable, and that's what you want if you have crazy gear like this. If you're free to play, you don't need the fake set because your fake set is your real set. If that makes sense. But yeah, so that's the difference between there. So research, let's go back down here. You don't need anything else. If you want familiars, that's the other option. Depending on how many slots you go, I wouldn't suggest going more than 3 slots if you're a rally trap. There's quite a bit of might on there. Most of my traps only have 1 slot, and it really depends what familiar you want in there, and that is also based on your comp. So we're going to go into another confusing thing. What familiars do you need? Because that's basically all the research you need. Obviously on this account I have gear done because I have tier 5, but that's a totally different thing. You don't need tier 5 on a rally trap. It is just an optional thing that this account has. So let's actually go into familiars. And what familiars do you want on your wall? Hey, so familiars might be based on your comp. If you have a smaller comp, you could have stacking familiars and other familiars on your wall. They'll make sense because you'll actually hit that 10% threshold that you need. Otherwise, if you have a bigger comp, the ones you probably are going to want are, let's say, Weevil, Aquarius, stuff that doesn't need a percentage to what's called activate. So anything that activates at the beginning of the battle, or like, yeah, basically anything that activates at the beginning of the battle. So the Hearty Feast is the one that increases your army HP by 10%. That is the Weevil. That's a great one to have on your wall. The other one, oops, I didn't mean to do that. The other one is Aquarius. This reduces your attackers by 15% at the start of battle. Again, anything at the start of battle is good if you have a big comp. Stacking might be okay if you have a smaller comp and they'll actually hit that threshold. So let's say for Griffin here. So it says increases army attack by 126 when 10% of your troops have fallen. So if you have 10 million troops, 10% of your troops is a million troops. So you need to lose a million troops before this will actually like trigger. So you got to keep that in mind when you're looking at your familiars. How big is your comp? Will the familiar actually activate based on your comp? So obviously you have 20 million troops, you need to lose 2 million troops before this activates. So it's probably not something you want on your wall, just because in a normal situation, it probably won't activate. Or these ones, if you have 20 million troops, it doesn't matter. They will activate at the beginning of the battle. The other thing you can get is one of these stacking ones. Again, but it will be based on your troop comp. If you're a rain trap, by the way, it's called, this is something you might need to get on your wall. See, if I was a rain trap and I had, let's say, only a million troops on my front wall, or actually technically I would have a million plus whatever I have. So let's say 1.5 million. Every 150k troops you lose in your front line, this will activate, adding an extra 100%. For a rain trap, this might be a good idea. For a rally trap, probably not as much, because you're gonna have more troops in that front line. The other thing you could also get is one of these things. So like Suit Up, let's say, increases your infantry attack by 15% at the start of battle. Again, that's pretty good. Same thing with this one. If you want to put the range one on, these ones might be okay. Again, this one is cap. So I have all three of them depending on what I want, but that's something you can do to increase your attack percentage. Let's say you got low cav percentage, you put this on your wall. Now you have 15% more cav attack every time someone hits you. So that's something you can keep in mind. Again, there's also the Pack 5 familiars. So if you're going to be using Pack 5 familiars, the ones you probably want to use are the ones that activate at 4%. So if you look at this one, again, at max level, it's 600% damage at 4% of your troops have fallen. So this one might be more useful than the, let's say, Griffin or stacking familiar for you if you're a pay-to-play player, because at, let's say, if you have 10 million troops, 4% of your troops is 400k, so that one will probably activate every time you get rallied, just based on that, because instantly, the other guy's Pack 5 familiars will probably be hitting your wall, doing at least 400k damage, so this will also come in back and hit them. So if you're pay to play, you can do this. Free to play, just ignore this whole thing, because you'll never get the Pack 5 familiars. So that's kind of what you want to do there. Again, these are okay for having your wall if you're pay to play and you have a smallish comp. If you have 100 million troops, probably don't bother with this, because guess what? 4% of 100 million is 4 million, and that will probably never trigger. So again, you got to base this on how many troops you have. If you got a lot of troops, get the ones that start at the beginning of the battle. If you got a very little bit of troops, these stacking or these percentage of your troops might actually work. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I'm not rambling on too much, but those are the familiars. Again, you probably want to go Weevil, Aquarius, and then one other depending on what your troop comp is. So keep that in mind. So you can do the stacking ones if you're a rain trap. You can do the Pack 5 ones if you're a pay-to-play trap, or you could do something like I said, one of those attacking ones that increases your attack or increases your HP. That's kind of based on what you want to do. So, and that's based on your stats and your comp and all that stuff. So you got to kind of basically, that's kind of the backbone, and you can kind of add that around. Again, you don't need 3 familiar slots on your wall. 1 or 2 is totally fine too. It saves you a lot of might. Again, this is a Griffin rally trap, so might is not as much of a problem. I can be a rally trap at 4 million because I'm basically giving them my comp. And so they can actually rally me at any might. I could be 2 billion might and be a rally trap if you're a Griffin rally trap, because you can hide the troops. Maybe not 2 billion might, because that's you're gonna have a lot more troops at 2 billion might. But anyways, you can be a billion might for sure. It'd be a rally trap if you're a Griffin rally trap. But again, that's about baiting, and I'll go into that more detail for other things. So anyways, heroes. Obviously, you will have your free-to-play heroes and your pay-to-play heroes. If you're pay-to-play and you have a bunch of army attack heroes, put those on your wall. If not, you can just run something like I have on my wall currently. It's just Rose Knight is probably going to be in everyone's wall. Bombing Goblin has good army attack. And then you can basically just switch stuff around. If you're going to be either an infantry or a range more often, have more of those heroes on your wall. I like to be an infantry on whatever account, so I'll have 2 infantry heroes on my wall to increase my HP and attack. I also have 2 range heroes on my wall, same thing, because I switch the range a lot. I usually don't sit in cav ever, so again, this has all the wedges and stuff set up. So that's basically everything you need for rally trapping. Make sure you have resources out if you're needing to heal between rallies. Make sure you have a comp that's good enough for the people in your kingdom. Basically, like I said, you're going to have to add more tier 4 based on how strong the attacks are. Anything, let's say anything under 800%, 700k of each tier 4 and 3 million of each tier 2 is probably enough for a comp to cap those guys. Once you start getting over that, you're starting to add more. If it's over 800%, you're probably going to need 1 million of each tier 4. If it's over 900%, you're probably going to need 1.5 million or more each tier 4. It's just based on that. And if you're fighting Titans, you're probably going to need close to 2 million of each tier 4. The front line is based on how many attacks you can take. Minimum, I would say, for Rally Trap is have 3 million of each tier 2, and then you can go up from then based on how big the kingdom is, how many rallies you want to take, and all that. If you're in a Titan kingdom, you're probably going to need close to 10 million tier 2, because you're going to be getting multiple Titan rallies, and they're doing quite a bit of damage. If you want a rally party trap, you're going to need close to 30 million in your front line, and then 10 million plus 2 million of each tier 4. So you're going to need quite a bit of troops to rally party trap. Used to be much easier, but with the counter research and everything, it's gone kind of insane how many troops you need to be a rally party trap. So again, I hope this answers some questions. If you have any more questions on rally trapping, I've gone over, I guess talents would be the one last thing, but talents is, again, it's up to you. So let's see, let's just take a look at my war setup. Again, you're going to want the HP, max out the attacks, and then the rest is up to you after that. So at least max out these 4 here, the top ones, and then depending on what you need, if you need more cav attack, put more in cav attack. You need more infantry attack, put in that, and then get the squad attack, and that's basically it. Talents are very easy. And it's based on your stats. What do you need more of? Do you need more infantry? Do you need more cav? Blah, blah, blah. Again, this account has about 500% attack, so it's a mix, by the way. My free-to-play account has about 400% mixed with the jewels. If you have less stats, you will need more troops. Keep that in mind. So stats, or your troop comp is also going to be based on your stats. So if you have really good stats, you can have less troops. If you have really bad stats, you're going to need more troops. So looking at my free-to-play trap is 650k of each tier 4. Keep in mind that's 400% mix attack. Keep that in mind. Whereas this is 500% mixed stack, so I technically have less troops with the counter research. Also adds a little less troops. Care Factory, if you've seen him, he's running only like 6 million troops, but he can cap things because he's got close to this gear. He's got like 500% mix on it. So keep that in mind. If you only have, let's say, 300% attack, add more tier 4 to add the damage. So if you want more damage on your trap, add more tier 4. It does more damage. So let's say if you had 300% attack, you probably need about 1 million of each tier 4 minimum or more. So, and it depends, that will go up based on the kingdom you're in. If you're in a really big kingdom and you have really bad stats, you need a lot of troops. And you got to kind of adjust that. So there's no specific formula for that. I'm just basically telling you based on kind of generalized stuff. So if you have 300% attack, you're going to need over 1 million tier 4 at least. If you're in a bigger kingdom, you're probably going to want to bump that up even more based on that. So maybe I should do like a chart or something that shows you like the attack and the how many troops you probably need based on the rally lead. Again, it's very complicated because it's all based on how many troops you have, how strong they are, how strong you are, and stats all added up together. So there's no specific formula. It's just it's a baseline. So let's say. Anyways, I hope that isn't too confusing. Hope you guys learned some stuff about rally trapping and stuff and the comps and stuff. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the description down below. I will answer as many as possible. Might add some more stuff there. I will have another video, 2 more videos coming out this week, so keep an eye out for those. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't joined the 100k gem giveaway, I still haven't done that stream, so you guys still have a chance to join that. It will be in the description down below. Like the video if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one.